Hello YouTube, it's me again, Brad with MacGyver's Woodshop and Adventures. This next project is a swing arm camera mount. I've been using a tripod on a table for all my videos and it's just not working out well. Most of the time I'm standing in the way of the camera. So there's a couple of these on the internet already. I'll put links in the description down below to the channels that I got ideas from. Most of this stuff I had laying around. Got a galvanized chain link fence post, some aluminum U-channel, 1/2-inch plywood, a couple of workout weights that I don't use, and some casters I took off some old furniture. So come on along and let's build this project. Here's a shot of the table and tripod I was talking about. It takes up a lot of floor space, not user friendly, and very unstable. A total of 47 pounds of weight for the base. So here's how I envision the post setting on the weights. So we're going to turn a wooden cylinder with the step to attach the post to the weights. So I'll turn this portion of the cylinder to the inside diameter of the pipe so it's a nice snug fit. I use a steel sanding disc here to true up the cylinder so I get a good fit inside the pipe. And that's the fit we're looking for. And now we turn the step to fit inside the hole in the weights. And there it is, our attachment fitting for the post to the weights. We can tap it in the pipe and get ready to bolt it to the weights. So my idea here was to cut a disc the same size as the weights, mount 3 casters to it, and lag bolt it to the post. This idea failed miserably. You can see the disc there. I mounted the 3 casters to it, drilled a center hole, and lag bolted it to the bottom of the post and the weights. The problem with this design is the straight line between any 2 wheels is too close to the post, and this thing would tip over with any amount of pressure on the post would tip this over. Matter of fact, we broke the attachment fitting on the first try because it fell over and everything fell apart. So the next idea was to go back with a square design and 4 casters, and that seems to be working fine. So here you can see the square base. I put 2 strips on the outside for a little bit of reinforcement, added the casters, same lag bolt design, same post design, and it seems to work out well, nice and stable, rolls smoothly. Put the post on and it rolls around the floor. So this design seems to work. So now we're going to work on a post clamp. This plastic piece was designed to go around the Christmas tree for a Christmas ornament. I took a block of wood and screwed it to it with 2 screws. It can pivot around the post like this. It bolts together and has 4 screws that clamps it to the post to keep it from sliding up and down. So to lay out the arms, I cut 4 square blocks the same size. I cut 2 trapezoids the same size and 4 equal lengths of the U-channel extrusion. I lay them out corner to corner to get a feel for where they're going to lay, and then I use a marking gauge and a compass to set the holes. These holes have to be equally spaced apart at the top and the bottom so the arms will pivot. So the marking gauge gives me the same distance from the edge, and the dividers give me equally spaced holes. That way the arm will work. Now we can drill the holes to fit our bolts. I clamp the parts together, drill the first hole, install a bolt in that hole to keep the parts lined up, drill the second hole, and that keeps everything in line so all the holes are equally spaced. I made this little jig to keep the holes the same distance from the ends of the extrusion. I used a pilot drill first and then opened them up to size. And now the moment of truth. A test fit, and we'll see if it rotates and pivots. Hopefully this is going to work. And it does. So a little temporary assembly so we can start working on mounting it to the post. So I put this piece on with a bolt that'll clamp between the square pieces on one end of the arm. Here I'm bolting the arm to the post, driving the bolt through. The thing's starting to actually look like it might work. So as I'm moving this thing, I notice something that I don't like. The arms really shake side to side when you're moving it around. You'll see when it turns toward the camera. So my idea to solve this was to cut a piece of wood to fit inside the extrusion as a press fit, and that seems to take all the twist out of the extrusion and have made it a lot more steady. Here I'm just working on how to mount the iPod mount to the arm. This is just a temporary thing until I can come up with the proper camera mount that I'm going to use. To help support the weight of the camera, I decided to install some springs. So here I'm marking the position of the springs. I went from the top bolt to the bottom of the arm on each half, and I extended them all the way up so the springs are always trying to lift the camera in any position it's at. I mounted the head of my tripod to a 1x2 in the end clamp. This is just temporary until I can figure out what kind of camera mount I really want to use, but this seems to be working fine for now. Now it's time for some finish work. I round over the edges of all the blocks and get ready for final assembly. For the final assembly, I use carriage bolts, washers, and wing nuts. That way I can adjust the tension on the arms as needed. Next, I install the lift springs to give it some support. And there you have it, folks, a fully articulating camera boom for making videos in the shop. Hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed building. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks again for watching, folks.